Hi, welcome in this new video from Tierlist Anything. Today we're going to talk about money. More precisely, we will rank businesses' idea taking into account their probability of making profit. Can't wait for one of you dirtbags to steal one of those amazing ideas and start making a shitload of money out of it. Anyway, good luck with that. Before starting this tier list, we need to set the rules. First rule, all the businesses' ideas must be legitimate and realist. This rule is really playing into my favor, because when you see how stupid humanity is, I could just imagine the worst shit possible and there's someone somewhere retarded enough to actually try it. Just watch how South Park turned from a satirical series into accurate future predictions. Second rule is that those ideas must not be able to bring any money, even if the chances are really slim. This seems to contradict rule number 1, because as I just said, if someone is dumb enough to actually give one of those ideas a shot, there's obviously someone equally dumb or dumber that is willing to pay money for it. That being said, I found a way around that, and this is why this video will be a tier list, and not just a random top 10 of absurd business ideas. Third rule will require your brains to activate for a few seconds. We're talking about making profit, not sales. For those of you who lack basic economic comprehension, it means that even if you somehow manage to sell something, if the cost of selling it is greater than the money you make by selling it, you're not making profit. This is relevant, so keep it in mind. Now that the rules are set, let's dive into today's tiers. The first tier is never ever going to make a single dollar. In this tier, we will put business ideas that under no circumstances could generate any profit, even if the most brain-dead people were actually trying hard to make this viable. It would just be impossible to make $1 in profit. Our second tier is highly unlikely to make $1. This will be a tier dedicated to businesses that under weird circumstances could probably earn $1, but for that to happen, the stars would have to be perfectly aligned. Therefore, it's very unlikely that it could happen. The third tier is would probably do $1 in a year. Those business ideas are actually not that bad, and it's reasonable that some profit would be made. Even though it would still require absolutely stupid people to be in play, never underestimate how smooth one's brain can be. Our fourth tier is called will actually earn money, and it's reserved to business ideas that seems off at first, but would actually end up profitable if the owner is smart enough to twist it to his advantage. And finally, the last tier is highway to multi-billionaire, and it will host business ideas that are completely broken and would make you rich. I can't wait to see one of you bastards try to sell me an online course to earn fast and easy money based on one of those business ideas. And now, without further ado, let's get going. Mismatched socks rental. This business idea consists on renting mismatched socks. You would only have one sock of each, and people could never even get a pair from you. They'd be forced to come in, select 2 mismatched socks, wear them, and then come back to return them. Oh my god. This is only the first one, and it's already so difficult to rank. I'm tempted between putting it in I or B tier, because on one foot, that's the kind of service no one uses, but on the other foot, even one customer would guarantee profit, because you can do it from your home and only rent mismatched socks that you collected for free. Also, I hope you got my pun. Otherwise, you're likely the kind of customer this business would have. There's probably a creepy feet fetishist out there willing to pay for one of these socks, secretly hoping that the last wearer was a cute girl and that the socks are not thoroughly washed. I think it deserves its place in B tier. It could make $1 in profit simply because you can reduce the costs of running this business to zero. Bathing suits for outer space. This one is easy. It's I tier. First, people dumb enough to try dumb shit like that can't afford to go to space. And second, there's no way people go to space to expose themselves to the sheer cold of space and the deadly radiations of the sun. It's only an I tier because if some astronaut or billionaire heard about it, he could find this funny and buy one just for the sake of it, and stick it to his spacesuit for the lols. Also, there's the possibility that some sci-fi movie in which it's possible for humans to go freely in space would just order a bunch to use as a costume. Anyway, it's highly unlikely. Smuggling drugs in a rehab center. For fuck's sake, guys, who comes up with that shit? Let addicts have a damn break. Sadly, this is also an excellent idea. Even though it's highly immoral and illegal, recovering addicts in rehab are still vulnerable, and offering a sweet dose, even at a hefty price, will surely make you rich in no time. As stupid as this looks on paper, it's common practice and it's very lucrative. F tier. Don't do this, guys. Selling umbrellas without canopy. Oh, what a wonderful tool. I wonder what would happen if you removed the part that makes this tool usable and tried to sell it. Nothing would happen, you knucklehead. The canopy is the part of the umbrella that stops the rain from falling on you. Without it, the umbrella is useless. I tier, because maybe someone is dumb enough to buy this and try to make his own custom canopy. Selling pancakes on the moon. Another outer space idea. Selling pancakes on the moon will be our first S-tier contender. There's no air on the moon, so it's impossible to get fire. Even if you somehow managed to light fire in space, you'd probably not have a lot of sales, and even if you did and sold the pancakes for $1,000 each, you'd still not be profitable, because it must have cost you a shitload of money to get up there and build your little stand. I wonder how much it would cost you if you ran out of eggs and wanted to quickly go to the grocery store to grab a dozen. There's various other reasons why this will never ever be a profitable business. Delivery service that only delivers expired food. This one's tricky. It all depends on what kind of food you deliver and how long it's been expired. If the food you deliver has only been expired for like a day, and it's food that you can still safely consume, then this is a legitimate business idea that would be able to make decent profit, and it would deserve its place in C tier. However, if you only deliver food that's so expired that it looks more like your neglected pet than something edible, then it deserves its place in the I tier. For the sake of this video, let's consider the second. I've searched for a very long time, but I could not find any kind of people who might have a use for something like that. Selling 6 months old fermented fish. C tier. What? You think I'm crazy? That no one would be stupid enough to eat decomposed fish that's been rotting in its own juices for months? How wrong you are. That shit actually exists and is consumed by Swedes. It's called surströmming. Every country has its weird food, but in my opinion, the surströmming is the worst of all. As surprising as it is, many Swedes love it, so this means the company selling this is actually making profit. However, I highly suspect that this company also sells other products, because it's very unlikely that surströmming alone can cover a company's expenses. I'd still put it in C tier just because it's proven that people buy it, so if you manage to make and sell your own, you'd be making profit. Scary clown therapy service. Every kid on earth seems to be scared by clowns. I've never met a single person who likes clowns, and I don't even wonder why. Clowns are more scary than funny. Now imagine if you decided to bring troubled kids struggling in life to clowns for therapy sessions. I'm pretty sure the kid would come out needing more therapy than before. I can see this as a bad business idea, but to me it's still going to score C tier. Therapy is literally a perfect business idea. If you do it yourself, you can easily drop the expenses to zero. Even if you make it wacky, a single customer would be synonym of instant profit. Maybe you only know people terrified by clowns, but I can assure you, there's a weird kid out there who likes them a lot, and he'd be thrilled to go. Hell, maybe the clown is actually a great therapist and he genuinely helps the kid. For what I know, the kid could end coming back weekly and bring his other weird friends who are immune to clown's eerie aura. I didn't Google it, but I'm actually sure this already exists anyway. Alien language translator. People able to speak several languages are always an asset and are divided into two kinds of translators. Those who speak fluently many different languages and are highly versatile translators, and those who only speak a few very complex and specific languages and are highly specialized, sometimes even mastering a specific domain, like law or medical terms. What about our alien translator then? He'd be in the second category for sure. This would go straight to F tier if only had we ever occurred to find any kind of alien language. If you're the only one on Earth able to tell what weird space gypsies are saying, you'd be the most important person on the planet pretty fast. But you're not, because aliens haven't established contact yet. You're a few centuries too early, bro. The market is not yet ready for your genius. I'll throw this in B tier because if someone managed to convince a bunch of smooth brainers that the Earth is flat, it's probably also possible to make them believe that they have an alien soulmate who's trying to communicate with them and that you're the only one able to maintain a link between those two. Of course, such a service isn't free, and you'd make money from imagining stories for gullible and desperate people to believe. Enjoy your money, crook. Fish whisperer. Oh, come on. Another crap like this already? It's literally the same as the precedent one. You'd make people believe that you're able to talk to fish and that you can learn them how to. To be honest, I won't talk much about this. Everything I just said about alien translation still applies to this. The only main difference is that I'd put this one in I tier, because talking to fish is way less cool than actually dating aliens, and I'd be way less inclined to spend money on it. Pet rock accessories shop. Oh nice, my pet rock just celebrated his birthday and I was looking for a gift. What should I get him? Little socks? Oh wait, no, he doesn't have any paws. I'll buy him a nice suit then. But wait, they don't have his size. My pet rock is rather small and they only have suits that would fit boulders. Oh, I'm stuck. Nothing fits my pet rock. Guess I don't have any other choice than buying him a cute headband. For fuck's sake, this really sucks. I was hoping for something much better. B tier, because never underestimate how much people can feel lonely and desperate and how stupid people can just get dumber and dumber with every second that passes. Time travel vacation agency. This one is a weird shot because I genuinely don't know how to place it. Should you be convincing enough, you'd be able to sell that to someone. That would mean making profit, and therefore you should be in the I or B tier, maybe even C. However, from there, you should prepare for the lawsuit that's going to be dropped on your head like an anvil that's thrown from the 10th floor. Because time travel doesn't exist and you basically sold something to someone based on a lie. I don't know, I'm not an attorney, but I'm pretty sure that's a felony. You'd also have a civil case coming your way, I guess, with the poor dum-dum you convinced asking for compensation. This would bankrupt you and you'd lose your profit, therefore launching you to S tier. But you can also be really good about it and keep the masquerade going. This would likely mean that you'd hire a lot of actors, that you'd have a space dedicated to this, with accessories, products, and all the shit necessary to keep gullible people to keep believing the trash you just sold them. This is likely to be very expensive, and the chances that you're making money out of it are very slim. People wealthy enough to spend enough money on it won't believe your crap. It's very difficult to rank, but I'll put it in S tier. Hug a Cactus Therapy Center. As said previously, therapy is a good or. It's basically a zero-expense business idea. But what if you decided to make people hug cacti? For the sake of it, let's not consider thornless cacti. We'll be launching this business with the famous saguaro cactus. Look at this one. It's already giving you the middle finger. I wonder if this is a sign that you should maybe not hug it. Forget it. Just give me my money, hug the cactus, tell him your secrets, and go back to your miserable life. Of course, almost no one is dense enough to pay for this. It's going into I tier. No, I'm not putting this into S tier because just imagine if a guy like Steve-O or any of his jackass partners heard about this and decided to take on the challenge. You'd be making profit. Maybe this would drag other masochists to try it out, but they'd be even dumber because why pay money to hug a cactus when you can just go anywhere in the desert and launch your sorry ass at any of them for free? People dazzle me sometimes. Imaginary friends party planner. Someone comes to ask you to plan a party. Number of attending people, 1 real, 25 imaginary. People who really have imaginary friends usually keep it to themselves or end in a psychiatric ward. Maybe you should refer them to your clown therapist friend. He's already making billions. But you want with this trash idea. S tier, unicorn groomer. Ah yes, I'm pretty sure you'd have lots of clients. The ranking will depend on how strict you are about what you call an unicorn or not. Is a horse like a distant cousin and therefore eligible to be groomed? If yes, congrats. You're in the C tier. Is a bozo coming with a horse disguised as a unicorn eligible to be groomed? Well, then you're in the I tier. If you only accept 100% real approved unicorns, welcome to the S tier, where you truly belong. Fortune teller for pets. C tier. Fortune teller already make money. Pet crazy people exist, and I'm sure there are some willing to pay for this out there. I don't need to develop more on this one. Professional hugger. As weird as this sound, C tier. This job exists, and people will pay money to just lay and cuddle without anything sexual between you. Sadly, I strongly think that you'll earn way more money doing this if you're a woman, but I've seen a man talk about it on TV a few years ago, and he was making money out of it. The fact that it's a zero expenses business clearly plays a major role in this. As I just said, never underestimate how much lonely people are willing to pay to feel loved, even if it seems weird to you. Organizing trips to the center of the sun. Oh boy. S tier. The spaceship would cost you millions, and there's a very high chance that you only make one trip, preventing you from making profit in the long run. Unless you organize your expedition at night, but there would be nothing to see then, and I don't think people would be willing to pay to just see the sun if it's turned off at night. Giraffe neck accessories shop. Oh, my pet giraffe was constantly catching a cold because of its long neck. Thanks. I really wanted to buy a scarf. Come on guys, it's illegal to own a giraffe. I tier. Maybe some zoo or circus might order a few once or twice, but don't count on it. Bubble blower. I'm sighing so hard right now. I wish I could put that into S tier, or even I tier, but sadly, I have no other choice than to put it in C tier. Touristic places often have a guy with a weird tool that's blowing huge bubbles all day long. He clearly lives from charity, but should you open a legitimate company and declare the money you make and pay taxes on it, you'd have something to declare. Because kids just like to run around in bubbles and end up giving a coin. You do over $1 in only an hour, so only the C tier suits this. Organizing deep-sea Titanic explorations in a non-approved tin can that has been raising security issues for years. Come on guys. S tier. I still believe in humanity a little bit. Who would be that dumb? No one is willing to risk not only his own life, but also his clients, just to prove a point. Right? Stealing old people's denture and selling it back in retirement houses. This is brilliant. This is really F tier. Old people more often than not need denture, and you'll always find someone to buy it back. You can actually keep stealing it and selling it back to the same people because elderly with dementia are such an easy target, and they have plenty of money that they don't need to spend. This is genius. Organizing cripple fights. This will be our last and final F tier contender. People already pay money to watch dogs fight, or even cocks. Illegal MMA fights are a thing, and it's bringing a lot of money to the organizers. Just imagine if two crippled people had to fight. That's way too funny to skip. I'd pay for it, and I'd pay a lot. There's no way you're not millionaire in a year with such a business. The only issue is finding the cripples and staying out of jail, I guess. If you enjoyed my tier list, feel free to subscribe to my channel to watch the next one. Do you also have a great business idea? Share it in the comment and give it a rank. And if you haven't seen it yet, you should watch my tier list of the organs. It's also great. See you on the next tier list.